45 HND the hand, and it's been a while since I've been on a Twitch stream here, but today I tossed together a new deck and I like it. It's okay. It definitely has a lot of really quick fast speed to it, and the general is Light-Paws Emperor's Voice. I saw this and immediately thought to myself, wow, that's really broken. And it is. It really is. Just because of how quickly you can start tutoring for things. And I tried to, slow down the deck just a little bit, but if you want to, you can play all kinds of zero-cost artifacts to play Light-Paws turn 1, and even play a couple enchantments turn 1. So let's just give a quick shuffle up, and then we will look through the current version of the deck. Alright, well, this is version 2, but for all intents and purposes, it's version 1, so. Alright, 7 cards. Let's see if I can find Light-Paws. Creature. There's Light-Paws. Okay, so we got an okay hand. We got 3 lands, so that's fine for Light-Paws. You just need 3 lands to get going, and then you eventually need to get to that 4th land. It's actually a really good hand. It's kind of crazy. It's just missing one other enchantment, but we might just draw into that. So turn 1, you play your planes. Turn 2. Okay, so turn 2 is a bit of a bust here because we only have 1 enchantment in our hand. 1 aura. So I'm more inclined to play the Pearl Medallion and reduce the costs this turn. Then play Light-Paws. Because turn 3, yeah, I can play Light of Promise, but I also have Heliod's Pilgrim in my hand in order to search for another aura card. So now we draw, and we got basic planes. Now, we got 3 lands, our costs are reduced by 1, we got Light-Paws, and Light-Paws will cost 1, so we play that. This will cost 2, unfortunately. So you really do need a lower end enchantment in your hand to get going. So I'm kind of inclined to do the Pilgrim first, just because you need the protection first. So we play the Pilgrim for 2, because we have our cost reduction, and we look through our library, and you get, well, you can get anything, but so this is already in our hand, but our creature has no protection. So I'm inclined to go get some protection. So you can either get a 2-drop or a 1-drop here because we have our cost reduction. I don't think I have any 2-drops that I want though, but let's look through. Maybe I have to remove something, maybe I get the Darksteel mutation, but otherwise, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go get the 1-drop. So I don't know what colors I need protection from. Let's just say it's green and blue. So you get this, boom, okay, and while to save time here, you get your other spell too, which is probably gonna be Hyena Umbra. As soon as I find it. There it is, Hyena Umbra. So you can play the protection first, you can play the Umbra first. They both have the same idea. So you, for one, boop, Light-Paws, play the protection from blue and green, and then Hyena Umbra comes out, and now it has protection, and it has, if it would be destroyed, remove the aura instead. So Light-Paws is now a 3/3. See if I can stack these where Lisa's on top. There we go. So power and toughness, increase. Oh, power and toughness. Set power and toughness. 3/3. Okay. So this is what we got going on for turn 3. Turn 4, where it gets a little bit better because we have this already, which is great. So we have protection, so theoretically we can just swing and not care with what they have. And even if they do have a blocker that supersedes our protection, we have First Strike, which is super relevant. So we untap, draw, turn 4, boom, we play our land. Alright. Oh, we actually got Unquestioned Authority. That's cool. So now we just tap 2, play Light of Promise, and Light of Promise, whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature. Okay? So you get Light of Promise out, you search for, you could search for either Daybreak Cornet, or you could search for, where was it? The other Daybreak Cornet type card that costs 3. Yeah, it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Face of Divinity. So enchanted creature gets +2/+2 as long as another aura is attached to it. It has First Strike and Lifelink. You don't need both, obviously. So, and Daybreak Cornet is better because it gives Vigilance. So +3/+3, First Strike, Lifelink, Vigilance. So you get Daybreak Cornet. Okay. So now it's gonna pump, and we have 4 enchantments out already, all connected to Light-Paws, and right now because it's +3/+3. So we are just gonna power and toughness, set power and toughness to 6/6. So we got a 6/6 Light-Paws, and we have more mana available, and we happen to have another enchantment in our hand. So just gonna play it. Tap the 2 because of the cost reduction. This is kind of why cost reduction is important. And we play Unquestioned Authority, has protection for creatures, so even if they had a creature, they can't block anymore. So we draw our card, and we look through the library, probably just for a pump effect. Two or less pump effect. So we can get, let's see, we get Ethereal Armor. Forget if I had all the glitters in here. Spirit Mantle. No, I don't have all the glitters. Well, either way, you get the Ethereal Armor because this costs 3, this costs 1. It's pumping it, and now because of Ethereal Armor, it gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control, and if it really needed it, it doesn't, but it has First Strike, which I think has First Strike multiple times at this point. So this just gave it +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So +6. So set counters or power and toughness. Set power and toughness. So now it's just it's a 12/12 on turn 4. And That's just as it is right now. So we smash face for 12 on turn 4. Now, because of Light of Promise, we just gain 12 life as well, which that's the life total doesn't matter that much right now. But we'll bring it up to 52. Okay, we just gained 12 life. The opponent just took 12 damage. Now, but because of Light of Promise and Lifelink, we just got, whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature. So, this now has 12 counters. Okay, and this is now a 24/24. And as long as Light-Paws lives through the next turn, you just win on turn 5. It feels like I'm playing Modern or Legacy or something. It's kind of nuts. It really is. And this is just like the basic version of the deck. Like, you can make this better. It's kind of scary that you can make this better. Let's do a redraw. So, yep, I want to concede. Yep, ready to start. Okay, so let's see what we got now. Let me find Light-Paws. Light-Paws. Okay, so this is one of the issues with the deck, and why I want to take out Mox Amber, even though it can enable crazy stuff. You got a 2-land, you got a 1-land hand. Even though I haven't decreased the lands, this keeps happening. It's kind of crazy. Even with physical cards, it keeps happening, and it's really making me mad, to say the least. So I thought, oh, Mox Amber, I got a 2-drop, I can actually use it. Well, not if you have 1 land. So let's just play and see how awful this is, and see if we get the other land. Oh my god, we actually got the other land. Well, I don't know what to say about that. That was lucky. Really lucky. So we actually have one of the pieces in our hand right now. Face of Divinity, and then we could have a tutor. So I'm inclined to play Light-Paws, cast the 1-drop, tutor for protection. I don't know what protection, maybe this one. So now we have flying and protection. So on Light-Paws. Now, next turn, assuming Light-Paws is still alive and we haven't like horribly died or something, we could go for Face of Divinity into the pump effect and just kind of roll with that. It depends if Light-Paws is alive still. It may or may not be, but let's say it is. You can definitely just roll straight into this, or since we're low on lands, we could wait a turn. Enters the battlefield, and we search for library of 2 base planes, reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle your library. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under opponent's control, if the player controls more lands than you may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. So this card's really good. I'm glad they finally made the white version that actually puts them onto the battlefield, because all the ones that just search just sucked previously. And the ones that, if they control more lands than you, that were always temperamental and terrible, I hated those. I hated those so much. This minimally gets you the 2 lands. So I mean, I'm inclined to just try and smash face. So boom, 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 and the consistency of this deck is scary. Boom. And so now got 1, 2, so power and toughness. So just basic power and toughness is 5, 4. 5, 4, and this turn it's going to get +5. So there's that. Doesn't have vision. It's just a first strike and lifelink. So now we have 5 counters, and Light-Paws dealt 5 damage. Probably unblockable damage too. Power and toughness, and we set power and toughness, and now we have a 10, 9. Excuse me. So there's that. And next turn, you see, let's draw a card. I got a Soul Ring. I could literally just play the tutor, get the 1-drop enchantment that pumps, and probably win, like right now. So we got Ethereal Armor and Hyena Umbra. Play Ethereal Armor. So that's plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So plus 7. So we already dealt 5 damage. Light-Paws attacking for 17, and your opponent's dead. They're dead. So because that's 22 commander damage. It's kind of disgustingly overpowered, and I'm amazed that this card is not banned. Amazed. The consistency is just crazy. Anyway, so let's do a preview of what we have currently. I'm not really inclined to like keep pushing this more and more powerful. It's already kind of ridiculous. I'm more inclined just to play some different enchantments that are fun. So we'll just go through the deck quick, and then we will look at the extras that you can improve, add on, etc. Don't know if much really stands out. It's pretty much just all synergy. You have cost reduction for auras on creatures, or you have drawing auras or drawing cards, or hindering your opponent in some way. Prevent having them not play spells on your turn. Tutoring, cost reduction, power and toughness equal number of spirits and enchantments. Drawing cards, protection, return auras, draw cards, cost reduction. Then you have the auras, and this matters quite a lot for how much they cost, and you still have to play the bigger auras, because if you don't, you're just assuming that Light-Paws doesn't die and you're all good, but in reality that doesn't really happen. So Angelic Destiny, Battle Mastery is really good. It's literally the only aura that grants double strike, so it pushes the damage through much quicker if you need that even. Cage Hands for like return and extra draw. Auras for O-Ring essentially. Exile target non-permanent opponent controls. Still change custody, leaves the battlefield. So this is your O-ring. And I was gonna redo this a little bit because I realized that Entangler doesn't make sense to play. Just because I'm playing Pariah, and Entangler just doesn't like get there. It's gonna be cut. And play your aura, enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls till it leaves the battlefield. So cast aura, tutor from your deck, exile something, attack. You get the idea. And with this, you would probably search for Angelic Destiny, unless you have something better. Maybe Armored Ascension. Flicker Form is to blink your own creature, potentially draw cards, or just remove it from combat so it doesn't die. This might need a slight explanation. So Gauntlets of Light. Enchanted creature gets +2 and assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Untap this creature. Seems terrible. Like, why would I play this card, right? Well, if we go down a little bit, let's find it. Stone Skin. Stone Skin makes that other card ridiculous. So you flash in Stone Skin, you tutor for, where is it? There it is. Gauntlet of Light, and that gives your creature +12. Light-Paws itself is a 2-drop, so 14 right there. And you smash face for 14, and that is the most ridiculous pump ever in white that I could ever think of. That's ridiculous for green standards. Paying 3 mana to get +12 and swing. Oh, it's kind of nuts. It really is. Not everything in here clicks, but Mana the Ancients. In case you're losing, enters battlefield, return any number of target aura and or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, attached to enchanted creature. So it's just going to be auras. Maybe one equipment, maybe if they kill the Swiftfoot boots. I was debating about putting in more equipment. Pariah is just ridiculous. So there's tons of things that interact with Pariah. If you give yourself protection from creatures, then everything is dealt to your creature and you take no damage when they attack. Or you add indestructible to it, which at least there's one indestructible aura in here somewhere. There it is. So you give the creature indestructible, and they could burn your face and it goes to the creature and nothing happens. So that's all craziness. The rest of the deck, I don't know if I really want to comment too much on it. You got basic protection, destruction, kill, protection. You got aura return, tutor, kill. I mean, the deck could be changed quite a bit. Now to the add-ons, just like show you how you could easily change the deck. Curse of Silence is kind of narrow. You basically enchant them, tutor for something you need, and prevent them from playing their commander a little bit longer. And then you get to draw a card. So it's questionable if it's really worth drawing the one card. But it's available, it's an aura, it works. Let's see what Flickering Ward is. Oh yeah, Flickering Ward, so there we go. So Flickering Ward should probably be in the deck. It's a 1-drop. You can repeatedly return it back and forth to draw cards if you have the creatures to draw cards with. On Thin Ice is definitely supposed to be in the deck. I made all the lands snow plains, so I don't know, it was a oversight for excluding it. And then let's see what Radiant Grace is. Radiant Grace is the flip side. What's the, come on. Come on. Alright, enchanted player. Creatures enchanted player controls enter battlefield tapped. Which is okay. You have to kill your enchantment to make it work, but you have to kill your creature. This was an interesting 1-drop. It has flash too, so even more interesting. Enchanted creature or a vehicle. Enchanted permanent is a vehicle artifact with crew 5 and loses all other card types. So this is super relevant early game, but after that you might as well just play pacifism. So it's questionable if you really need this. But it's one of the removal options, and honestly, for the first couple turns, it's pretty good overall. Like, you could neuter somebody's commander with this. Yeah, I should put in all that glitters to have redundancy. More pump. What's this one? Oh, another exile for creature or planeswalker. I was really debating this. Would I rather just not exile it and turn off the abilities? Protect your commander a little bit better. I mean, you have to play Flawless Maneuver. It's much better than the other 1-drop for protection. Heliod's Intervention for removal. You really should play removal. You can't just assume that you're gonna smash face every time. Alright, so I'm gonna go in here, just look through. There was one other really obscure card I was looking for. Super duper obscure. It wasn't Murder Investigation. You could play that. I mean, you play Murder Investigation, you assume your creature's gonna die, and then you put out a bunch of 1/1s. Very playable, actually. It's you could do returns with like Cloudstone Curio and make 1/1s. That's an option. I'm not really inclined to do that because I can't tutor for Cloudstone Curio easily. I think I'd tutor it with let's just go to somebody's random deck. Average deck. There we go. I need instants. Really? The tutor's not there in instants? Is it a sorcery? Idyllic Tutor. Search your library for... Oh, it's Jammit. What's the other one? The white one. Can't believe it's not here. Alright, I guess we're going to gather it really quick. Card database, please. White. And it's going to have text and say... Search enchantment. I guess commander. Here we go. Mana value. No longer says converted mana cost. Oh well. And we have Enlightened Tutor. Search your library for an artifact or enchantment. Reveal it. Put in and then shuffle your library, put it on top. So that's your other tutor you can play. Oh, put it on top, huh? Really wouldn't want to play that though, because it was bad for Search for Life, Chairman card, reveal it. Shuffle your life, put it on top. Kind of meh. It needs to go in your hand. It really does. You don't play things that cost like more than 5. Otherwise it's going to be terrible. You don't need that many tutors though. The only reason you'd play Enlightened Tutor is if you're searching for an artifact. Which, let's just do that. Kind of wonder what search library is for white, but anyway. Yeah, this was the question mark. Like this says, enchant artifact, creature, or planeswalker, enchanted permanent, can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So why am I going to exile something and potentially give somebody a good enter the battlefield effect? The only negative to this is it doesn't stop triggered abilities. That's the only negative. But there aren't that many triggered abilities. So I was really debating what the other removal spells would be, because this is good by itself. And you got reprobation, enchanted creature loses all abilities and is coward. This is 0/1. So there's a bunch of different removal spells you can slide in. I'm just trying to find one 3-drop spell though. There's one super obscure, super duper old spell that is really fun and I want to play with it. Let's find it. Super old. There it is. Feral's Mantle. Whenever enchanted creature attacks and isn't blocked, its controller may have it deal damage equal to its power +2 to another target creature. If that player does, the attacking creature assigns no combat damage this turn. So, let's say you really, really, really need to kill something, or you just want to screw with your opponent. I mean, we just looked at the other pacifism and the other exile enchantments and whatnot, but this is repeatable, and that's why it gets a little bit of interest. Because that would be really, really fun to do, and nobody would see it coming. Nobody. All you have to do is attack, too. They don't have to attack. They don't have to block. In fact, there's another card that does that, where you tap it, deal damage, attacking a blocking creature, yada yada. Don't care. Because that never works out. I've played that ability a billion times. They just sit there until they have the advantage, and then you lose. Where this, you attack with your own creature. And if it has protection from creatures, guess what? You just kill stuff over and over again. And you just do the same thing with this. You give it lifelink, you search one of those other enchantments, your creature gets enormous, and then you can kill anything. I mean, this is very much so win more, but it's such an obscure ability that I really want to play with it. Well, I was surprised that this exists. So, I was like thrilled that it exists actually. I was like, what? Playable card. Really obscure playable card. Thank you. Oh. Of course, the only negative though is it's not like directly playable. It's it's like you get your protection, you get your aura for anti-destruction. So the early turn is always you find a protection aura, first one that comes up. So you get Hyena Umbra, then you get whatever the other color is that you need protection from, Mask of Law and Grace. So that's your first tutor. The problem is your second tutor really needs to be some action. And Feral's Mantle is not action, okay? Because it doesn't fit well. If target creature attacks not blocked, it may deal X plus 2 damage to another creature where X is power. So you need a power pump. And Feral's Mantle power pump is hard pressed at 3 and under. You're probably tutoring for all that glitters because you'll get +4, maybe, but that's not that great. So you get +4, so your commander is dealing 6 damage, +2, so 8. You could probably kill something for 8, but see the negative here? Like, you need even more enchantments, because the primary function of growing your creature is Light of Promise and Daybreak Cornet. Okay, so if you know that to be the case, then Feral's Mantle is kind of win more, or I don't know, maybe I could sneak in another lifelink, but I don't really need to or want to. Either way, I think I just did Enlightened Tutor. Yep, there we go. Back to 100. Either way, it's fun. It's worth a try, and you can make it a lot better. I was gonna try and redo it a little bit and just make the removal consistent, because it doesn't really follow like the normal build that I do, like 10 removal, 10 draw, because you need so many enchantments, and I already got 30 enchantments in here. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I didn't even cut lands. I kept it. Oh, I did cut one land. Cut one land down to 36. Let's see. I don't think there's anything worthwhile to talk about for lands. Just normal stuff. You got Sarah Sanctum. Roadside Reliquary was an interesting draw. Like later in the game, you're probably going to have one artifact and you're probably going to have one enchantment, so you draw 2 cards is not bad. You're probably losing if you're doing that though. And Command Beacon made a lot of sense because your commander dies, and if it dies more than twice, you're really, really hard up for mana at that point. But there's no way to tutor for that, so it's just kind of random. Anyway, that is like version 2 of Light-Paws. Version 1 didn't really exist, so we'll just call this version 1-2. 1-2. That work for you? And that's how I'll post it online too. Maybe I'll put the other thing together and like get this souped up, and I'll show it to you. Let's just do one more test draw before we leave. Even as is, where it's kind of mediocre, it's still strong. Yep. So we'll just load Light-Paws again, do a couple more draws to show you how it plays. So shuffle, boom, boom. Oh, something weird just there. No, never mind. So I amazingly have no lands. So we'll do a 6-drop. Actually, I forget what the rules are now. It's like scry for 1. Okay, so which one of these am I gonna scry away? I'm gonna scry away. Jeez, weird. Got 1 enchantment, and it's kind of a crap one. So I guess I'll just scry away Lauren's Escape. And I need Light-Paws. I don't know why I'm having trouble finding. There it is. Okay, so we had our 6 cards. We had to scry 1 away, I believe. Pretty bonkers what we got going on here, though. Ancient Tomb. Only got 1 white source, though. So, I mean, we're playing the Mana Crypt. We're playing the Plains. This is double white. Oh no. Probably gonna get screwed. So, oh, I could double white. Yeah, I mean this card was being cut anyway. So let's just draw some more cards. Let's just draw until we draw another enchantment. Oh, I put them back. Well. Alright, well, that's a bad draw. Redo. Why do these cards stay? Go away. Boom. Okay. Shuffle. Draw a new 7. That's fine. We got 3 lands and a plains. Cost reducer. 1 tutor for an aura, so you have to go the route of this is a bad draw, but you're gonna get bad draws. So we play Mother Runes, play Roadside Reliquary. I could tutor. I drew a 5-drop enchantment. That's probably the worst one you can draw at this point in the game. So I think I'm going to cost reduction this turn. Attack for 1. Oh. Draw. Plains. Oh, this is so bad. This is such a slow hand. I guess I'm going to play the Armory. Enchantment spells. So I have to play the 2. Oh, this is such a bad hand. I don't even know what I'd tutor for. I have nothing synergistic right now. I really wish there was a continual draw effect I could tutor for, but there really isn't. You have to have 2 enchantments to do that. This is such a hole. I don't even know what I'd tutor for. Unquestioned authority. I guess I'm gonna tutor for Light of Promise. And I can't even play it. So, jeez. Draw, turn 4. Alright. Like I said, the deck is a bit single-minded and fragile. You can make it better, but not necessarily that much better. And if you get a bad hand, there's really no recovering because it's very, very ridiculously dependent on tutoring with Light-Paws. Like, ridiculously dependent. So, right now we can play Light-Paws. Play Light of Promise. Yeah, you get the idea. I feel like I go Daybreak Cornet. Pretty much always Daybreak Cornet. The only time you're tutoring for Face of Divinity is if Daybreak Cornet was the creature was killed already, and that's in the graveyard. Where is Daybreak Cornet? Boom. Okay. So you have your synergy going on. You have your protection. You just played Light-Paws. There's no haste. Rough hand. All right. One more game, or one more like trial draw. I don't understand why I draw one land all the time with this deck. It's only 36 versus my normal 37 on like a curve of 3 or less. So it's really weird. Okay, this is not in the deck anymore. Whatever the next card is. So we have Mana Crypt and Core Spirit Dancer. Core Spirit Dancer super duper needs to be in play before Light-Paws. Maybe even as the kill condition. Core Spirit Dancer. Draw. Maybe we took some damage, I don't know. But now we have Core Spirit Dancer and a ton of mana. So we got two enchantments. So Light-Paws, we got one more mana floating. That's colorless, but and then I guess I'm going with Mask of Grave. Well, let's just go with Spirit Mantle. Spirit Mantle. Let's say Mask of Grace is the wrong one. Let me just tutor for something. Let's get a Daybreak Cornet. Just for example, if you're not worried about protection or anything, and then we drew 2 cards from Core Spirit Dancer. Maybe those should have even gone on the Core Spirit Dancer, because the extra pumps. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, you get the idea. This is Light-Paws. I will post the edited list online. We'll just call it version 1-2. There's a couple cards in here that are jank. Like Entangler is jank. I'm not playing Entangler anymore. There's too many ways to get around this. Like Swamp Walk can get around it. And we'll go from there. And I'll probably play this a couple times. I don't know if I'll keep it around, but it's interesting. I saw Commander. I was struggling to make a different deck, and I was like, that's really broken. And it's only one color. It should be easy to make. And it is. It's super duper easy to make. Anyway, that's the show. This is Light-Paws, and thanks for tuning in. The list will be online later. This has been Matthew over Channel 35, HD, The Hand. See ya.